Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the rinks for another day of Suffolk County High School hockey here on the LI Sports Network. My name is Kevin Broderick, joined by Rowan Hlodick, in order to bring you two games of action. First, a junior varsity matchup between the East Islip Chiefs and the Connetquot Sayville T-Birds. The two teams you see on your screen right now, obviously East Islip in their white and black special pink socks for breast cancer awareness. At least I assume. No official word about that yet, but it's a good cause, so I'm going to shout it out anyways. And then obviously the T-Birds on the other side in their classic red, as both sides get lined up for the national anthem here in Hop Hog, as I will kick it over to the PA announcer here on the LI Sports Network. Got 15 minutes on the clock in order for this first period to get started. A look at your starting goaltenders for either side. Joseph Sasso for the Chiefs, making his fourth start of the season. 3.05 goals against average. Obviously, that's a total of 9 goals. He's logged 133 minutes. On the other side, John Higgins, listed as just his second game played. I have a feeling that's an error in the statistics keeping, because I don't think we've seen any other goalie besides Higgins play for this Connetquot Sayville JV team. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's also Higgins' fourth start of the season. Taking a look at these two sides in their first 3 games, Connetquot Sayville 1-2, 8th place in JV. The Chiefs 2-1. That's 7th place. Obviously, it's really early on, so all the standings are so clumped together. You can't really make heads or tails of anything that's going on. As big hit to start off in the neutral zone before it's back for Kelly in his own end. East Islip, they had a very good season last year in freshman. Obviously, a lot of those players taking the step up to JV and varsity. East Islip having a good varsity season as well, coincidentally. So you expect this to be a very, very solid squad as they continue to progress up the ranks. And, well, it's honestly not that much different for Connetquot Sayville. They've had a good crop of young guys. I think a few more of them ended up on the varsity team this year. And speaking of Connetquot Sayville varsity, we're going to get to see them later on tonight. That is going to be our second matchup today as they take on the KPC Knights. That's definitely going to be a fun one. Kearney battling below the net. A centering pass is under the pads of Higgins. So we'll get our first whistle of the game. Get a wholesale line change as a result. Face-off will come on to the right side of Higgins. Reminder to stay safe if you are planning on driving at any point this night. As a pass out in front, they score. No time for a PSA. East Islip get on the board, make it 1-0. Let's get a replay. Puck just comes out in front. Quick goal. Get a reset on the face-off. Sasso losing that puck in his pads for a second. Now turns it over right out in front. Shot. Sasso save, trying to find the rebound. Still loose in the slot. And now deflects over to the corner. This game has definitely heated up in the last 30 seconds as opportunities are exchanged on either side. East Islip the better for it right now. Inga, lots of speed. His shot snapped high above the crossbar. Carries all the way around to the far point. Friesen not able to hold it in. Connetquot Sayville break out the other way. Shot, they score! Nasta puts it into the back of the net, 1-1. So fireworks to start off in these first 2 minutes. Justin Bogorowski did score the first goal for East Islip. Instantly followed up by Nasta. Looks like the T-Birds are also playing without Max Goldstein today. Not listed on the games roster sheet. Bit of a loss as Goldstein, definitely one of their best players. Another opportunity out in front. Higgins makes one stop and a second. Smothers up the puck. Forces the face-off. Goldstein already with 2 goals on the season. Couple of T-Birds all with 2 goals. They're averaging 10 goals per game. Excuse me, 10 goals against per game. They're averaging 3.7 goals for themselves per game. East Islip, on the other hand, scoring 4.7, allowing 3.0. So you can see how this game might get up there in the goal count. Pass out in front, fanned on the shot. Higgins trying to spear it away from the net, and then it's swooped up and carried away by Giordano. Takes a bit of a tumble, could be held in at the blue line, still bouncing around, and finally smacked deeper into the neutral zone. Inga will dump it in. Bogorowski taking a bit of a reverse hit right there. Lemaire comes in for it. That's Justin Lemaire, number 4. Does have a sibling on the team. Andrew Lemaire wearing number 44. Sasso will deflect that off. Reynolds comes in to skate. Kelly plays it past the blue line, touched up and held. Rupert looking for his passing options, has a little bit of ice to skate forward. Challenged by Lemaire, he'll dump. No icing as Sasso comes out for it. Reynolds back behind his cage, looking to pull up and does evade the forecheck. Banks it off the boards and does clear the zone. Right back for Reynolds. Picks it up, shimmies past the blue line. Reynolds loading up on the forehand. Shot saved by Higgins. Game calming down a little bit. 2 goals in under a minute to start us off. Talk about a breakneck speed as Lemaire takes another shot. Make that Reynolds, actually. Higgins was in for the save. Down low now, Kearney finds Reynolds. Another shot looking for a deflection, not far off to the right side. Puck pops free away from East Islip. Changes hands a couple of times. Priolo couldn't evade Lemaire. Lemaire, Deeks, driving out in front, shot saved by Higgins, tries to scramble on top of it and does do the belly flop. Ten minutes exactly on the clock. We'll take another draw from the O zone for the Chiefs. Lemaire, long ranger, gets it for a rebound out in front. Kelly was in there, or excuse me, make that Keegan Riley in there for a defensive effort. Kearney down low, trying to find a centering bid. Does make its way towards the slot, but no one out in front for the Chiefs. Giordano with it. Little toe drag. Muscled off the puck. Flipped out of the zone. He's towards the blue line. It's held in the zone. Shot saved by Sasso down low. Lemaire with the touch on it again. Forced further away by Kearney. Giordano walks back to collect. Kearney the first one in on the forecheck. Higgins giving a little bit of a hug. Gets a laugh from the crowd. Maybe those two know each other. Wouldn't be the most unlikely thing in the world. Price him off the boards. Pokes it a little deeper. Scooped up by Mozzie. Has a little bit of trouble exiting the zone. Loose puck as it sails over towards the right circle. Lemaire looks for the body, and it comes back out to Friesen. Another pair of siblings on this East Islip team. Matthew Friesen and Brian Friesen. That's looking to cut past the blue line. Too many sticks to chop through right there. Friesen ahead. Bogorowski is shot. The drive went just wide over to the left side. Still in the zone. Bogorowski's ready out in front if the feed comes. There it is, but a little bit too far away from his stick to get a poke on it. Another dump in, this time by Robert Harrison. It's Giordano, first one back for it. Two Chiefs players in his face, finds the outlet pass. Potential breakaway here, but the puck does end up in the boards. As we're just about halfway through this first period, 1-1 still the score. If you didn't see the very start of the game, we'll give you a scoring recap. First at 13:41, it was Justin Bogorowski with the first goal of the game, followed up by Nicholas Nasta, who did quickly tie it for the T-Birds at 12:59. Chiefs right back into the zone, player losing his glove. That's Mozzie trying to pick it up, Higgins making a save in the meantime. So before the first goal from Bogorowski, I was going to make a PSA. If you're planning on driving, please be safe. My father, firefighter over in Westchester, also does a lot of technical rescue stuff, so he does a lot of swift water rescue in upstate New York when the time comes. Always tells me, Kevin, if you see rushing water, it just needs to be 2 feet deep to carry a full-sized human adult away in that rushing water. Additionally, if you're driving, do not go into a source of water that you don't know the depth of because you are susceptible to being trapped. So those are my 2 PSAs. Also, third one, if you're driving near salty water, don't drive through that. That will corrode the bottom of your car, but that's more for an expense thing. Like, car repairs are expensive. Good move, puck out in front, shot coming from Kearney. Rebound is there, and now the T-Birds will get on top of it, force it away to the boards. Harrison quickly got there, but not able to hold it in at the blue line. Chiefs now looking for the reset. Pitched in off the backhand. Batted down by Rupert. Pins it at the boards and clears it. Sasso, good puck-moving goaltender for the Chiefs. Does wrap it around, pops high into the air, just barely held alive by Giordano. Nifty little move there to get in front of the slot before it was jousted off of his stick. Giordano again with possession, staring down Lemaire. Reynolds there to meet it as well. We'll chip it past both of them. T-Birds enter the zone. Chiefs wanted an offsides call. Puck comes loose in the crease. Two players diving for it. Still available. A shot somehow saved by Sasso. How do you get out of that situation? Quickly skated ahead by Lemaire in the midst of three players, and he's taken down. Back in time was Riley. Turnover up high for Kelly. Puts it on net. Second centering feed. Had a man in front, but no score between them. Zemo gets it back. Rings one off the crossbar. And we'll get another pause. And take a replay of that earlier scramble. That's the two players diving right there, but what I wanted was the follow-up shot. And you see the puck, just barely go off the right leg of Sasso. Zemo a shot. Higgins deflects it to the corner. Good puck control from the keeper. Comes right back out in front, tipped high above the net. Chiefs looking dangerous right now. Bogorowski, who has the goal on the game for East Islip, hanging out right there as another puck comes in the wheelhouse of Higgins. He'll swallow it for another pause. Bogorowski back, looking for a shot from the half wall. T-Birds had bodies in front, held alive by Friesen at the near point. Now Friesen will go back to skate for it. Wheeling around and looking for options. Friesen doing this all himself, cuts past the blue line. Diving down to the goal line, angled away in the corner. Looking for the loose puck. Nice battle between these two players. Friesen trying to get the better of it. Now has Zemo to come in and help out. Puck playing towards the middle. And finally away. It comes right back out. Inga a shot. Higgins made the save. Once again scrambling in his own blue paint. Somehow surviving all of these different opportunities from East Islip. Chiefs still out there looking for Bogorowski. Instead to the high slot with Friesen. Pair of Friesens at the blue line. Comes around. This is Brian. Pinching into the play. Pokes it down low again. Inga slides it out in front. Tap in goal. 1, 2, 3. Easy as you like. East Islip putting on a clinic of puck movement. That's the first pass right there. Banks off the boards. Good hustle play to get there in time. The backhander. Coach has got to be happy about that play. So with that, 2-1, East Islip back on top with just over 3 minutes to play in the first period. Lemaire looking for a centering bid, had Kearney streaking towards the net. He has his stick tied up as he goes into the corner. Pressed by Riley and Giordano. Wiggles it along the boards for Lemaire. Pops up top for Friesen, uses his glove to bat it down. Stick tied up with Mozzie. Both of them are looking for penalties on each other. Neither are going to get it. Friesen at the blue line. Check from behind. Passes it off Lemaire. Tons of space. Looking for a slap shot. Hit Riley in front, but didn't deflect in. Friesen taken down. Quinlan Riley sends a pass east to west. Didn't have anyone through. So now Friesen picks it up. Here comes Matthew on his horse. Dumping it past Giordano. Now getting physical to claim the puck below the goal line. Has Lemaire up top, also has Kearney there if need be. Instead rotates it to the far side. Harrison trying to get there in time. Holds it in along the boards. Quinlan Riley gets there and does find an angle to clear. It will be an icing. Once again, talk about this every Sunday. My condolences if you are a Jets fan. Just want to let you know you're not alone in the world. I'm a Jets fan as well. East Islip looking for a third. Bogorowski almost had a shot at the rebound. Sends it, comes away with Nasta. Cycles it along, trying to find the clear on the near point. Inga says no. Puck 50-50 in the corner. Still below the goal line. East Islip has been dangerous from this area. Bogorowski trying to find the backhand on the shot. Does go off to the left side. Lemaire there at the point to hold. Referee accidentally getting in the way. Much to the ire of the Connetquot Sayville fans here. Harrison trying to win a foot race. Does turn to the side for Bogorowski. Now is Inga coming up with him. Both of them on sides. Pass off to Harrison. Tapped, but wide of the net. Bogorowski looking for his second. Another opportunity out in front. Higgins might have had his heart jump out of his chest right there. So make a follow-up save. 55 ticks left on this first period clock. East Islip firmly grasping control of this game, not only in the score, but in the momentum. Definitely in the shots category, as we don't have that officially listed out in front of us, but I would imagine East Islip has an advantage there. Giordano trying to get it past Lemaire. They'll hold it. Another great forecheck for the Chiefs. This time it won't net them possession, though. Open ice hit for Reynolds, does level a man down. Hagerty gets right back up. A little snow on his uniform, though. Clear comes at the far point. Look how far back Giordano was playing right there, making sure he wasn't caught out. Reynolds past the blue line, stick tied up, just trying to play it to some open space with 22 seconds left in the period. Puck is forced out. No icing. Giordano, nice battle. Hagerty trying to hold it in. Wiggles past his control. And that will be the buzzer for the first, so we'll send it over to a quick break here on the LI Sports Network. Be right back with the start of the second. And we return for the second period, a fresh 15 on the clock. Two to 1 the score right now. East Islip control it after the first 15, looking to extend that lead as Harrison gets into the slot. His shot saved by Higgins. Great test right away for the Chiefs. Pass out to Friesum. His shot from the left side of the slot doesn't bank far away from the net. Comes loose for Giordano with a little bit of speed. He'll clear the zone. Cuts off to the left side, now passing it across the blue. Centering feed, no one home for the T-Birds. Friesum quick to tie up the puck. Wiggles it along, but not out. Giordano gets onto it. Dangerous area. Sasso makes a great save. Bogorowski to clear out the garbage. Giordano in again with control. Pass intercepted, but not cleanly. Puck deflects out of play. Zemo tipped up, quickly returned back to the neutral zone. Quinlan Riley on his way towards the puck, wasn't able to hold it in. Kearney with it again, cuts past one, absorbs another hit. Kearney still with it, looking to the opposite side with Matthew Friesum there. And Zemo turns it over, Nasta breaks out. Weaves around Matthew Friesum, but Brian is there for it. Matthew Friesum without his stick, and we're going to get a penalty here. I believe a holding call. That might go against Matthew. That would be my guess. Because he ended up losing his stick, dropping it, I think trying to avoid the penalty. But the referees are going to get him regardless. So power play time for the T-Birds, trying to even this game up at 2 apiece. Officially listed Matthew Friesum 2-minute minor for holding. Riley gives it up top. Now his brother gets it in. Keegan Riley returning it towards the perimeter. A shot sails well wide over to the right. Lemaire scoops it up off the backhand, clears the zone. Back down for Higgins. Pressure in front of him from Bogorowski. Does find it away for Quinlan Riley. He's up the left side. Quinlan Riley cuts middle, weaving through the traffic. Pass down low, taken away by East Islip, and once again, out. Nick again with control. Reynolds getting away. Shot goes through the crease, now ends up with Reynolds once more, looking for his options, finds Bogorowski, and he'll do the rest of the work to send it the full length. Minute gone by in this power play already as Higgins resets. Keegan Riley up to Nasta. Cuts right circle, sharp angle, instead tries to center it. Follow-up shot, Sasso makes the save off his paddle, still loose. I think it might be under him now and does get the whistle. As a little bit of extracurriculars. .36 seconds left on this holding call. T-Birds with another O-zone face-off. Kelly gets around to it and does bank it off the boards and down. Giordano back for it, has Harrison in his face. Skating backwards right now, looking for someone. Finds a pass to the opposite near point. Piolo. Nice edge work. But the puck once again goes back for Kearney. And we'll find an exit strategy with a little bit of an assist. Harrison now, room to skate up the ice. Back to 5-on-5. Harrison with a couple of cuts as he gets down to the goal line. Avoids a hit there from Rupert. Harrison in an intense stick battle tries to center it, but again, too many T-Birds there. Be lifted around the boards. Ozimo puts it out in front, looking for Kearney. Gets tied up with the ref. Ozimo once again trying to hold the zone. Helped out by Brian Friesen. Brian lowers the shoulder. Harrison scoops it up, taps it middle. T-Birds are the first ones on the scene. They'll get it out. Matthew Friesen once again to Harrison. Has Kelly going off to the middle. Brian comes in for the loose puck. Slap shot save made. Harrison needs to track down the rebound. Giordano is there to help him out. Harrison with it again. Down to the goal line. Centering from Ozimo. Harrison tries to go through the legs. Kearney has the puck right in front of him. Still trying to tap at it. Might be a penalty as it looks like one of the T-Birds was trying to lay on top of the puck. Instead, it's just going to be a whistle for a reset in the O-zone for the Chiefs. I think Rupert might have gotten away with one right there as he definitely had his hand maybe not on top of the puck, but near it. So there's that danger of taking a delay of game penalty. Puck drop, tap back, Ozimo to Matthew Friesen. Rings it around the boards. Chiefs trying to find some open space, but can't. Under 10 minutes to play in the second period. Ozimo needs to wait as his team gets on sides. Bogorowski now taking it, trying to get it off Inga. Can drop it off to Reynolds if he chooses. Reynolds will skate onto it. Lots of speed as he goes down low. Puts it out in front. Lone man back with Matthew Friesen to shut down the potential opportunity for Hagerty. Comes back for Reynolds. Faked like he was going to pass and then puts it past the blue line himself. Giordano. Nice couple of moves from Giordano. He's definitely been skating well all night. He's past the blue line. Giordano chips it around Reynolds. Oh, not completely, though. Reynolds, good job to recover. This might go into a 2-on-1. Inga, the first man forward. He's flying, looking for the wrister. Saved by Higgins. Reynolds on the draw, wins it back for Lemaire, but it goes past his stick. Asta trying to get around Riley, had his leg fall out from underneath him. That will be a penalty. I was looking for which referee would have his hand raised. It's the trailer as the answer. Looks like we'll get it officially as a slash. Could have been a tripping as well. Either way, that's a 2-minute minor. The T-Birds will go back onto the power play. Said this once before, but trying to tie the game up at 2. So the call will go against Kelly. Like I said, 2 minutes for slashing. Giordano will quarterback this power play from behind his own net. Starting to get it up, gives it off Nasta. Doesn't find a lot of options for him. Instead returns it to Giordano at the far point. Blown tire, Giordano in on net, rings it off the bar. A goalie's best friend is that crossbar. Brian trying to clear the zone. Nasta there at the point to hold. Had an escape, plays it off to the corner. Lemaire to it first. Giordano mishandling it. Higgins taps it right back to his defenseman. About a minute gone by in this power play. EI trying to go 2 for 2 on the PK. As it will go down for an icing. Unfortunate right there for the T-Birds. Will have to take this draw from their own zone. Face-off ends up going towards the middle as Quinlan Riley gets a hold of it. Reynolds, a little bit of a misplay. This could be a cross towards the net. Great diving play from Kearney to prevent that option. T-Bird still dangerous. Get it out in front. One tap shot and a second never followed it up. Riley with it again. Looking to go up towards the blue line. Nasta holds, walks right, spins back to his left side. Down the wall now. Backhand towards the middle. Shot, they score! Tie game at 2. Take a replay of that here on the LI Sports Network. That's a great sequence right there. Ends up with Quinlan Riley. He'll net the goal. 3rd of the season for Riley, as well as his 4th point. Fresh game, instant test on Higgins. Good forward with the glove. Reynolds gets it, smacks it back towards the net. Higgins will choose to cover up as there was pressure in the zone. Being treated to a close game right now. More than half of that game gone by with 6:49 left in the second. Looks like Giordano will go off for a change. He's been on for a long shift due to the power play. Kearney trying to win it back. Ends up with Lemaire in the neutral zone. Lemaire looking for Matthew Frisom as he wiggles past the blue line. Frisom trying to drag it towards the net. Not a bad feed. Doesn't end up with an EI possession though. Reynolds, good work. Long range wrister deflects below the goal line. Returned up high for Matthew Frisom, past his stick. Reynolds will go back to chase for it. Pressure from both sides. Stretch pass just barely goes under the stick of Riley, but the T-Birds hold it anyways. Matthew Frisom with it again. Has Kearney as a passing option. Banks it off the boards, instead looking for Lemaire. Frisom takes a hit behind the play from Riley. Puck continues to change hands. 2-on-2 forward. Good defensive work from Matthew Frisom, excuse me. Kyle Kearney, good move off the boards. Kearney in on net, going backhand, scores. EI take the lead right back. 3-2 game. There's the move. Nice little deke there from Kyle Kearney. How many times you practiced that in the backyard? Face off. After the goal will be won by East Islip as they instantly dump it in. Bogorowski with a nice hit around the boards. That pressure is followed up, but ultimately cleared aside. Brian Friesen back forward at the red line. Can dump in if he wants. Forces Keegan Riley into a bad position as Bogorowski will follow up onto Giordano. Puck deflects towards the net. EI still have it with Harrison down low. Harrison, good little move. Harrison, a shot save made. Higgins with the leather, snatches it out of the air. 4:55 to play in the middle frame. Friesen to Lemaire at the blue line. Lemaire, long-range shot, goes in! Too much traffic out in front. Higgins never saw it, and Lemaire. Good things happen when you put the puck on net. Comes over. Again, this shot, not a lot of power on it, but Justin Lemaire just at the right angle. Still collects the goal. Getting his first of the season right there. So now back-to-back goals for the Chiefs. They open up a 2-goal lead, the biggest of the night, as Reynolds is right back to work in the O-zone. Bogorowski a long shot. Higgins got a piece of it. Rebound deflects up high, and the T-Birds find it first. Brian Friesen couldn't bat it down, so instead it goes back for Lemaire. Justin still holding on to it, elusive, down the wall, another shot, trying to go back-to-back, but the glove save is made by Higgins. Friesen holds down the wall, pressured by Riley, so he'll circle it off the boards. Kelly up top for a pass, instead it goes middle. Friesen following it up for a shot, he scores! EI now exploding with the offense as they'll go up 5-2. Matthew with his first goal of the season, second point on the year. What was a close game has quickly become a dominant one for EI. And we'll get a timeout, good use of the timeout for Connetquot Sayville, and we'll step aside for a short break here on the LI Sports Network. As we return to action, it's 3 unanswered goals, all coming within a minute and 40 of each other. Kyle Kearney started it off with a little bit of illusion off the boards. Justin Lemaire followed it up, and then Matthew Friesen, the most recent goal scorer First goal coming at 5:34, the second at 4:48, and the third at 4 minutes flat, all in the second period. Kearney trying to follow up his first magic act and does. Make it 4 goals. Kyle Kearney now with his second of the game. As it just keeps rolling, Kearney, you see him load up on the shot right there by swinging the puck out a little bit wide to load it on his stick and then snaps it right back. That creates so much momentum from him. As we got a penalty after the play. Yes? No? There was a penalty on the clock, but now it's back to 5-on-5. So I guess we stay 5-on-5. I don't exactly know what the initial penalty on the board was supposed to be for. Can't exactly think too hard about it. There's no information that will tell me it. And now we have Zemo coming off the ice, so it looks like he's not available. Now, most of the time when I see that, that's an equipment issue, so he might be able to return. There's nothing officially listed in the live stats that we get, as Higgins will make a stop and cover up. Continue to check on that. I didn't see anything with my eyes that I would think would equate to a match penalty and an ejection. So likely just an equipment issue. Hopefully we see Greg get back out onto the ice this game. Kearney looking for a shot. It gets past him. Then Lemaire. T-Birds might be onto a breakaway here, but good stick work from Brian Friesen on the back end. Nasta recollects, trying to get some offense for his team with 3 minutes left in this period. Riley trying to chip it around Reynolds. Nasta has the second wave of attack. He works his way past Kearney with some strength. Backhand pass, that's a beautiful feed to the middle, but again, EI just a little bit quicker on the step. Inga past the blue line. Through a couple of checks himself, steps one on net. Higgins makes the save down low. Karams around and out. Feed out for Riley in the middle. Back for Keegan Riley as he'll dump in. Offsides called from the near linesman, so the T-Birds forced to reset. Brian Friesen looping in his own end, passes it off to Reynolds, banks it into the neutral. Inga, good little stick check from him. That's going to allow him to skate onto it as well. Inga getting tripped up right there. That's going to be a penalty. 2-minute power play upcoming for East Islip. Their first of the game. They're already up by 4. And Gregory Ozimo back out onto the ice. So I think my prediction was probably correct, which usually when it comes to an equipment issue is more about a safety thing, in which case how can you disagree with the referees, because safety is paramount in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. So cross-checking the official penalty. Lemaire loads up at Cannon. Higgins makes a save. Rebound almost went back out to Bogorowski, but Connetquot Sayville do huck a puck and clear the zone. Lemaire on the entry, followed up by his brother. Would be offsides, and they're called for it. $1:38 left in the period. 1:37 on the power play. Bogorowski, nice little power move right there, staying with the puck. His shot well off to the right side, might have hit a skate in front. Giordano trying to battle for possession, sends it towards the blue line and barely off the stick of Matthew Friesen. Good pirouette from Friesen as he has a man on his back, slowing down his progress, so he elects to flip it high into the O zone. Puck held by Kearney. He's on hat trick watch into the circle. Shot snapped. Save off the mask of Higgins. Giordano comes in for the loose puck. Gets going north quickly. Giordano still holding on to it. Cuts through a couple of sticks. Separates from the puck and is angled off by Friesen. Bogorowski now breaking away into a 2-on-1. Has Lemaire off to his left-hand side. Does he think shot? He does, and he scores. Power play goal for East Islip. They're up 7-2. It's a huge lead now for the Chiefs. 5 unanswered goals. Starting with the first at 5:34. So in 5 minutes, they've scored 5 goals. Ozzy shut down that deep move from Brian Friesen at center ice, carries it in past the blue line, hits some traffic, and now it's played out. Riley there for it. Dump and attempt should go down for an icing. Referees will wave it off as it's not moving fast enough. Brian Friesen, outlet pass. Here's Harrison. Gives it away, now looking to get it back in the slot. Harrison trying to drag potentially onto his backhand, regardless, was separated, and now will be played down by Hagerty. And the clock will hit 0 here in the second. Lots of scoring for East Islip as they take a big lead, and we'll be right back for the third period here on the LI Sports Network. And we are back for the third period of action between East Islip and Connetquot Sayville. Story of this game. Well, it was close for a long time, and then East Islip happened. Some East Islip hockey as they scored 5 goals in 5 minutes to take this 7-2 lead. Pressure out in front. Puck just barely going wide to the right side of the post. Easily could have been another one right there for EI. Harrison with control, no one really near him. Now pressured a little bit. Gives it ahead for Kelly. Nice little deke for Kelly. Follows it up with a second. Held a little from behind. Puts a puck on net, and it's taken down by Higgins. So, in order, it was Kearney, Lemaire, Friesen, Kearney, Bogorowski as the goal scorers in the second period in that 5-minute stretch that I was just talking about. couple of first goals for different players on this East Islip team. It's Connetquot Sayville. Try to get this back within reach at least. Typical coach talk and typical sentiment when you're down big, you just got to focus about the first one in front of you. Just get one touchdown. As what Tom Brady always said when he was down big in the Super Bowl. Not that I like Tom Brady. Like I said earlier, I am a Jets fan. Zemo shimmies past the blue, has his stick lifted, separated from the puck. Inga racing around to the far side, will get onto it at the half wall, looking to go middle, intercepted and swept aside to Hagerty. Bouncing puck, a little bit of trouble for him, but does lift it out of the zone, touches down in East Islip territory. Held alive by the T-Birds. They look for their own centering bid. Matthew Frysum on the other end of it. Frysum should be called offsides and is. Inga. Lots of speed off to his left side. Pass interrupted. Quinlan Riley puts on the brakes. Looks for a pass. Turned over to Bogorowski. Good poke check right there from Riley. Takes the puck right back. Found himself in the midst of 4 different EI players, so wasn't able to hold on to it for too long, but still. That play, that sequence does come back to the T-Birds with Giordano. Clean control for him. Long stretch pass. Broken through for the T-Birds now as they'll cycle it down low. Brian Frysum trying to get there in time on the backhand. Pokes it around the boards a little bit. Almost centered out in front. Now Riley's there for it. Couldn't get a piece on the deflection. Here's Frysum coming into the zone. Shot, blocker, save. Inga on the rebound. Second one. All of them saved. Now trying to get it to the weak side of the ice for a clear. Instead, it comes right back for EI. They try to go towards the slot. When Zemo comes onto it, skating backwards, fires it out in front. Inga couldn't get the tip in time. Inga out in front of Zemo. Couldn't get a piece. Frysum, good deke at the blue line, follows it up with a second, has his brother off to the right side if need be. Now Frysum taking a hit and is put down to the ice. Eventually, your elusiveness will run out by about the 3rd skill move. Someone's bound to put you down. Giordano trying to power his way through traffic. Drops it back for a shot. EI had plenty of bodies to block it there. Keegan Riley, head. Sasso, who I haven't really talked about a lot, does touch it up behind the net. It's a testament to how good his offense has been this game. As we'll get an offsides call and a face-off to follow it up. Anytime your goalie isn't facing that much heat is usually a good thing. Reynolds, nice turnaround, trying to clear it at the near point. Muscled forwards. Now here comes Kearney with plenty of room. His snapshot saved. Rebound leaks off to the left side. Brian Friesen trying to hold it in. Just barely gets it out in front. Follow-up shot. Higgins is there for it. 5 minutes gone by in this third period. Score has not changed since the second. Puck racing down the ice, should go there for an icing as Reynolds is the first man back, but the puck does die out, so Reynolds is going to have to skate onto this. Turning the corner now, looking for a passing option. Fires it down the ice back the other way, what could have been a icing for himself. Brian Friesen back to Kearney. Kearney through the legs, elusive, turns it into a 3-on-1. Kearney to the backhand, angling back to his forehand, instead just dribbles in front of Higgins to cover up. Quick shot off the draw. Higgins makes a save, uses his paddle to block it aside. Quinlan Riley comes in to support his netminder. Ends up with Giordano down low, pressured by Bogorowski. Giordano gets through it. Cuts towards the middle. Harrison in all alone. Harrison, nifty hands for the finish. EI tack on another one. Now they're up 8-2. Right back to the draw we go. Harrison. To Bogorowski. Still holding on to it. Puck loose as Brian Friesen comes off the bench, just barely gets past him. This could turn into a breakaway. Kelly is back and shuts down the opportunity. Kelly looking for Bogorowski on a long stretch pass, does get it to him. Had Harrison cutting up the ice. I don't think he saw him. Brian Friesen has it poked away from his grasp. Back for Matthew. Matthew carrying it up. Here's Nasta. Bit of a wild pass developing into a 2-on-1 for East Islip, looking for a bigger lead. Inga takes the snapshot. Higgins gives up the rebound, but it is steered off to the corner. Halfway through this third period, half still remaining. Still no score in the frame. Or excuse me, I take that back, there was a score. Forgot about the one that we just saw a couple minutes ago. Ozzie passed the blue line. He's offside, so we'll get a whistle at 7:15. Bryan, pursued by Quinlan. Brian Friesen, lots of speed through the neutral zone, cutting in front, looking for his own rebound, and Zemo also got a shot off, but both went wide to the cage. pass out in front. Great stop. Dial that up on a replay when we get the opportunity. John Higgins showing off what he has late into this game. T-Birds now get the clear, get going north. Sasso stares it down as the shot whistled above his head. Karam's out of the zone. Enga collects at the half wall, trying to force it to the middle. And we're going to get a penalty on Connetquot Sayville. 2-minute power play upcoming for EI. Justin Lemaire. He'll skim this around. Tap back to Bogorowski. Shot goes off to the left side. Lemaire still holding on to it. Trying to set up a cycle. Hagerty taps it, trying to get a little bit of a speed boost, but it's still in for Bogorowski. He charges to the center of the rink. Shot deflects. Back for Lemaire. Good spin move for him. Looking for a stick in front. Couldn't get the tip in. And the T-Birds will get it out of the zone. Dump it down. Sasso steps on top of it. Leaves it off for Reynolds. Buck 15 gone through on the power play. Under 5 remaining in regulation as well, as Reynolds pulls up. Nice spin move. Trying to feed the trailer on the play. Kelly loading up for a long ranger. Didn't get enough on it. Buck batted down. Nice hand-eye coordination right there for Kelly. Kelly looking for another shot. Tipped. Reynolds skate to stick. Trying to handle it. Bogorowski now getting spun around, but keeping his eye on the puck the whole time. He walks down to the goal line, putting it towards the blue paint. Kicked aside and cleared. 5 seconds left on the power play. And we go back to 5-on-5 as the clock hits 4. Zemo walks middle, poked away from his grasp. 2-on-2, the T-Birds skated up. Nice move for Brian Friesen. Has one more man to beat. Friesen goes through the legs, out in front. Great save from Higgins. A rebound also stopped. Another highlight save right there. Kearney has had a great game so far. Zemo tops it off. Kearney gets it right back. Still on his horse, has Harrison in the middle, trying to bat it out of the air. Instead comes to the near boards. 3 minutes left in regulation. Potential dangerous opportunity. Nasta cutting out in front, swept down low, they score. I'll give you a replay of that stop initially from Higgins. Talk about a beauty. Second one, a little bit fortunate, but does get his pad over. And then obviously the more recent play of the goal. Great follow-up. The T-Birds even this up a little bit. Giordano might do something more with it. Giordano, one man to beat, takes a shot. Sasso save, rebound in front. Matthew Frysum's there for it. Outlet pass instantly to Kearney. Kearney with, again, one man to beat. Chips around him, dekes him a second time. Shot ramps off his stick and goes out of play into the netting. Off the draw. Lemaire. His shot hit off a big body. 2-minute warning in this game. Here's Quinlan Riley fanning on the shot. Taken away by Matthew. Player off to left, then right. It's 4-on-2 into the zone. Dropped off for Inga. Looks for Bogorowski. That was almost tic-tac-toe again for EI. They tap it back out in front and score. Inga off to Bogorowski. Pass sails under Bogorowski's stick, comes off to the corner. Banked off the end boards. Kelly trying to get there in time. Takes a hit from Rupert. Kelly into a 2-on-1. Inga skating over there now. Pops loose, and T-Birds find the clear. Potential breakaway upcoming, but puck was a little too wild. Bogorowski sails it ahead. Inga looking to return the favor. Takes it back and scores. So East Islip going to be moving on to 3-1-0 in this season. Give up a chance in front, but do avoid any extra pressure after that. Connetquot Sayville will fall down to 1-3. Here comes Kearney with it again. His shot, he scores. Get one more replay as it will now be a running clock with an 8-goal lead, as EI has run away with this game at 11-3. Again, I want to say about 50% of this game was super close. Unfortunate the final outcome, as Connetquot Sayville couldn't hold it for its entirety. Final score will be 11-3 in favor of East Islip. Like I said, their third win of the season, and with that, we'll end our first stream here on the LI Sports Network. One more Suffolk County High School Hockey League game remains. That will be Connetquot Sayville, their varsity team, against the KPC Knights. On behalf of Rowan Loddick and myself, Kevin Broderick, thank you so much for watching, and we'll be right back with our final game of the day.